It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Two great elementary schools here today vying for the chance to take on Northview to move on to the semifinals. Let's meet them right now. From Accokeek Academy, would you please say hello to Erica Accokeek, Marissa Miles, and Matthew McKilla. And from Mount Rainier Elementary School, here they are, Autumn Taylor, Fabio Araglia, and Christian Vera Mendez. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points, the tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points, no penalties ever for incorrect answers, and one of these two talented teams will come back at the end of the second round to play Northview for the chance to advance. Let's make sure everything's working properly. Let's go to the red team. Marissa, would you try your buzzer? Thank you. Good luck to you, to Matthew, and to Erica. And the green team, Fabio, try yours. Everything looks A-OK to me. Good luck to you, to Christian, and to Autumn. Are we ready? Yeah. Let's do this thing. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good game. We go alphabetically A before M. So, Marissa, let's start the bowl. Give me a category and a number.
Zoo Parade for 25, just to get knocked out. Okay. Zoo Parade for 25, please.
Zoo Parade for 25 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, please. And you're going to see a strange animal that was just discovered. A brand new animal. They call it the oliguito. It was found in a rainforest in Ecuador. Oliguito is a common name, but to know an animal around the world, it has to get a scientific name, which is made up of what two parts? What are the two parts of a scientific name? Accokeek. Yes, ma'am.
Lattice and species?
Not quite, not quite. Good try, Mount Rainier. The two parts of a scientific name are made up of what two parts? Genus and species. Genus and species are the two names. It was a tough question. You chose 25 points. Where next? Marissa, please.
Body system, Zoo Parade for 20.
Zoo Parade for 20 points. Teams, leopards and cougars and cheetahs and tigers all live by themselves. The only cat that lives together in a group?
Lions.
Lions, absolutely right. The only felines that live in groups are the lions, in prides. Indeed, it helps them hunt together and defend themselves. It works out. Go, red. You choose.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, President Thomas Jefferson was said to be obsessed with looking for and finding one of these extinct mammals that was related to modern-day elephants. He thought what was still living somewhere in America.
Woolly mammoth.
The woolly mammoth, that's right. How many of you have seen the Ice Age movies, right? Yeah, with Manny and the rest of them. He was looking for that elusive woolly mammoth. It's interesting, today we think we might be able to recreate one from the DNA from long extinct mammoths with skeletons we found. Go, Red.
Zoo Parade for 10. Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, we're still talking presidents. When President Theodore Roosevelt refused to shoot one of these furry animals a long time ago, people decided then maybe the animal was nicer than they'd thought, and today we still call these animals after him.
Teddy bear.
The teddy bear, absolutely right. Theodore Roosevelt was out there, and he refused to shoot a bear, and it changed everyone's attitude toward bears, teddy bears. Good answer. Go, Red.
Zoo parade for 5.
Zoo parade for 5 points. Teams, recently there was a movie about a gastropod who did not want to go slowly like all the other gastropods. Turbo was a kind of what?
Snail.
What was Turbo?
A snail.
He was a snail, yeah. It's a lousy movie, but it was a good character. Go, Red.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Michael Jackson famously would sometimes get inside of a hyperbaric chamber, seal himself in, so that his body could get more what? Get more what? Come on, Mountain Rainier. He was trying to get more what?
Muscular?
No, not more muscular. He was in a hyperbaric chamber, Michael Jackson was, in an attempt to get more what?
Red blood cells.
Close. Oxygen. Oxygen. Oxygen is pressure. Hyperbaric is hyper or highly pressurized. He wanted to get more oxygen. Sometimes they put divers that have the bends who came up too quickly in a hyperbaric chamber to save them. Go, Red. I want to see Christian talk more over there. You guys are not talking to each other. Ferment. We want to see some ferment. You got to talk. You can't just sit there. Go, Red.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, sometimes you see plants that have red leaves. And you're thinking, boy, they can't do photosynthesis. They can't make their own food. Yes, they can, because hiding underneath the red pigment is what? Green pigment. Accokeek.
Chloroplast.
Chloroplast we will take. Yes, the chlorophyll inside the chloroplast. Judges? Yes. Good. Go. Red.
Let's get physical for 15.
Get physical for 15 points. Visual question. Look at the monitor if you would. Teams, you're looking at a glass pyramid that famously can take white light and split it up into all the colors of the rainbow. What do we call that piece of glass? Come on, Mount Rainier.
A prism?
You got that right. It's a prism. That's the way to do it, Fabio. Good. Go. Your advantage. Pick one.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25. Big one in that category. Teams, there was once an Austrian monk by the name of Gregor Mendel, and he worked with pea plants. He would breed them, and he discovered that some traits are dominant and some are recessive. He then is known as the father of what branch of science? Genetics or heredity was the answer. Genetics or heredity. The buzzer says our first round is over. Our score at this juncture is Accokeek 115, Mountain Rainier 65. We have plenty more Science Bowl straight ahead. We'll be right back.
With video games, I'm always choosing between what my kids want and what I think is best for them. How about this one? Which is why I love these new rating summaries. They let me know exactly what's in the game. Players shoot lasers from an arm cannon. Robot enemies explode and limbs fly off.
Maybe that other one's better.
Yeah. Get your free game rating summary today, and with it, the world's most powerful weapon, knowledge.
Experience Taekwondo, an ancient martial art and contemporary Olympic sport. Taekwondo seeks to bring together mind, body, and spirit while promoting sportsmanship, family values, and discipline. If you are looking to participate in a healthy lifetime activity that promotes self-control, integrity, and perseverance, then Taekwondo is the sport for you. The physical benefits of Taekwondo are many: fitness, flexibility, better reflexes, and improved self-confidence. All of these attributes benefit young and old alike. USA Taekwondo member schools are considered to be the best at teaching the sport. Utilizing only the most professional and experienced instructors, USA Taekwondo schools are the only place to learn. So whether your dream is to win the Olympics or just learn self-defense and have fun, USA Taekwondo school will take you on an amazing journey. To find a USAT member club near you and receive a free trial lesson, call 719-866-4632 or visit our website today.
I always thought being a good mother meant raising my baby myself. But when I got pregnant, I realized I wasn't ready to be a parent. So I did something I thought I could never do. I chose adoption. It was really hard, but I know my baby is with a loving family and has a very bright future.
Sometimes choosing adoption is being a good mother. Visit us at ichooseadoption.org.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. Thanks for joining us today. We've got 6 outstanding young people playing our game. Let's meet them before we ask any more science questions. Let's go over to Accokeek Academy and find out about that fine school. Marissa, nice to have you here today. You and your team. Tell us about Accokeek Academy. It goes from what grade to what grade?
It goes from pre-K all the way up to 8th grade.
All the way to 8th. And you are all 6th graders.
Yes.
And you're representing the lower school, as it were, today. Tell me who your principal is.
Judy Adams.
Judy Adams. I know she's out there rooting for you today. And who's your sponsor?
Miss Forbes.
Miss Forbes. And Miss Forbes has a long history with Science Bowl, and we appreciate all that she has done. Marissa, do you have any alternates on your team?
No, we do not.
You are it. This is all they needed, folks. That was all the talent that was necessary to come here today. And tell me, what is it about Accokeek that is really special?
Well, to me, Accokeek is just, to me, it's just such a good school. And we're actually building a new elementary school. It's going to be a green school, so that'll help.
That's something to be proud of. Those green schools are now all the rage, and pretty soon all the schools will want to be that way, you know, because they save so much money and they're just more attractive places to be. Lots of natural light. What do you want to do someday?
Well, I know me. I want to go to Yale, and I want to, excuse me, I want to major in business, accounting, and fine arts, so I can open my own fine arts center, so my kids have the full package when they go to Hollywood and try and make a career of themselves.
Wow, my head's spinning. You got this all planned out already for such a young lady. I think that's wonderful, and I can see the talent that got you on this set today as the captain of the team. Good to have you here, Marissa. Matthew, tell us about yourself. I know you're an athlete. You like to swim. You like to do what else? Basketball.
And I love to invent with my spare time.
Ah, yeah. And you also have an interest in architecture, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that you've seen that you wish you had designed?
Well, the White House.
Wow. One of the classics, huh? Yeah. I know some people have tried to replicate that White House. You know, these people, these tycoons that have lots of money, but there's really only one White House. I think it's the location. Location is so important in real estate and architecture. What do you do in your spare time if you're not playing sports?
Well, I like to actually build with Legos to get an understanding of how things work. Because some Legos come with gears, and you have to use all these things to put them together.
Exactly. You can make like a robot using Lego pieces there. I think that's a great thing for you to do. Nice to have you with us. Erica, nice to have you here. Tell us what you want to do someday.
When I grow up, I want to be a pediatrician.
Yeah, tell me why.
Well, I want to help kids feel better because I really, like, when I'm sick, I know that my mother, she always helps me feel better, so I want to give the same thing to kids.
Yeah. There's no better doctor than a mom, is there? No. No better doctor at all. What do you do in your spare time?
I like to talk on the phone and hang out with my friends, and I like to spend time with my mom and my dad.
Okay. A wonderful set of things, normal kid stuff to do. Nice to have you with us, Erica. Mount Rainier, nice to have you guys here. Fabio, tell me about Mount Rainier. Who's your principal?
Mr. Hintz.
Mr. Hintz. And Mr. Wallace, I know, is your sponsor, and he's here today. We're going to bring him out in a few moments. Mr. Wallace has really stepped up. He also helps to judge our Science Bowl. He's a great asset to our program. Tell us, any alternates on your team?
No.
No alternates. So just like Accokeek, this is all they needed. You guys stepped up and they said, we got the team. Now they made you the captain because why?
Because I had the most experience.
That's wonderful. What do you want to do someday?
I want to become a scientist or a vet.
Or a vet, yeah. And you have a poodle at home, don't you? 7-month-old puppy. What's his name?
Kobe.
All right. I bet you're a good care person over there. I bet you take care of Kobe really well. Christian, you're a 4th grader, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us why you wanted to be on Science Bowl.
Well, first of all, I'm really good in science and love science, especially the experience.
Absolutely. And what do you want to do someday?
I want to be a soccer player or a scientist.
Oh, a soccer player. And you like to play with the kids in the neighborhood, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Always good to get that exercise outside. Good to have you. Autumn, nice to have you here. I know you like to read, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us what you like to read.
Well, I like to read mystery books.
Yeah. What have you read lately that you could recommend to us?
I read the Ashley Kate.
Oh, okay. And was it a good page turner?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you like to do someday? Would you like to be a writer?
Well, I really don't know yet. I was like planning on to try to become a professional singer.
Yeah. And you told me earlier you're in the school chorus. Yeah. And have you performed anywhere? Does the chorus travel anywhere or give recitals?
Like spring concert and winter concerts.
Yeah.
The chorus comes up and, you know, sings their song.
Absolutely. Those are command performances. You know, with your parents out there and your friends and all, you want to do your best, and I know you always do. Nice to have you on our program. Let's get back to our game. 65 for Mount Rainier. You need some points over there, Green. Red team, keep up your good work. You're at 115. Last correct answer came from the red team. Marissa, where next?
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, your question is as follows. You've probably heard of 3D printers. 3D printers can print out things that are three-dimensional. Some doctors, I know some of you are interested in medicine, doctors that specialize in nephrology are excited because 3D printers, we think, can turn out these kinds of organs, the organ that is transplanted more than any other from one person to another for 25 points. Come on, Mount Rainier.
Kidney?
You got it. Yes. They are getting 3D printer-produced kidneys they think that could be viable. Good, go red. Excuse me, green.
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. All right. I have a pound of gold that I will give you on the earth, or a pound of gold on the moon. I will give you 25 points if you could tell me where you would get more gold and why. Where would you have more gold and why? Mount Rainier?
On Earth because there's more gravity. I mean, on Moon because there's less gravity. So if you had a pound of gold on the Moon, if you bring it to Earth, you would have much more.
Not quite. Not quite.
They should shorten
The judges want you to rephrase your answer. Just give us a shorter answer.
So if you have a pound of gold on the Moon, because there's less gravity, when you take it to the Earth, 1 pound on the Moon would be much more.
That is correct. Absolutely right. Yes. Okay, yes, you would be richer on the Moon. All right, sorry to put you through that. I think I see the beads of sweat over there. Go, Fabio.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points. Teams, there is a new software that can detect fake or altered photographs, which is now one more tool that a scientist has if he or she specializes in what sleuthing science that we see on CSI all the time. What kind of sleuthing science am I talking about? Accokeek.
Criminal?
Not criminal. What's the name of the sleuthing science where you're always trying to solve crimes? Now we have another device that can detect fake or altered photographs.
Investigation?
Forensics. Forensics is the name of the science. Go again, green. Tie score 115 all. Fabio, pick.
Dateline science for 25.
Dateline for 25 points. Teams, of all the things he invented, and he invented hundreds of things, this scientist is best known, this African-American scientist, best known for inventing peanut butter. Accokeek.
George Washington Carver.
Absolutely. She could hardly wait to get that out. Thank you, Matthew. Yes, indeed. George Washington Carver. Go. Good. Marissa.
Green things for 20.
Green things, 20 points. Teams, a new book out called The Life and Death and Rebirth of a Perfect Tree is about this famous American tree that was wiped out by a blight. It's now coming back, and it's associated with a Christmas carol because we roast these nuts over an open fire. What is the name of that famous tree, Mount Rainier? What did you want to ring in? What do you want to tell me? Don't ring in unless you have an idea. The life, the death, and the rebirth of a perfect tree. What American classic tree was wiped out by a blight, starting to come back, and it's associated with a Christmas carol because its nuts are said to be roasting on an open fire. It's a chestnut tree. Go again, green, pick one. Fabio.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, I'll give you 20 points if you can tell me what M-initialed synonym for whisper describes a heart valve that doesn't close properly. It's a heart murmur. Murmur is a synonym for whisper. Try again, green. Okay, let's go.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, question is as follows. If you take a piece of tin foil, you can make a boat out of it and it floats. Ball it up and it'll sink because what D initial quality has changed in that foil?
Density.
Density. Good. Go. Red.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, there's a new book out called The Disappearing Spoon. It's filled with stories about all the chemical elements on what chart? On what chart, Fabio? Come on, Christian and Autumn, you got to help him out. He can't do this on his own. Don't ring unless you have an idea. Accokeek, what is that chart that contains all the chemical elements?
Pass it to Matthew.
Matthew.
Periodic table of elements.
Absolutely right. Periodic table is what I want to hear. Thank you, young man. Go red.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, between the years 1969 and 1972, our astronauts walked on the moon. They were part of what A initialed NASA program. What A initialed NASA program were all those moon astronauts associated with Accokeek.
Apollo.
Apollo it is, yes indeed. Good. Next.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, the largest city on the north coast of Australia is named for this famous scientist who gave us the theory of evolution. Who is he, Fabio?
Charles Darwin.
You got that right. Darwin, Australia is the town. Yes, sir. Go.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, the Codex on the Flight of Birds, written by Leonardo da Vinci 400 years ago, predated what these men discovered in 1903 when they flew their first airplane. Who flew the first airplane in 1903, Marissa?
The Wright brothers.
The Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur. That's it. Go. Red.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, your question is as follows. If you go to an old cemetery and look on the tombstones, on the north-facing side, you're going to find this kind of green carpet.
Moss.
Moss, yeah. It does not gather on a rolling stone. Go, Fabio.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems, 10 points. Teams, everybody knows that you can wear a bracelet on your wrist, but some people wear a bracelet on this joint that is below the tibia and the fibula. Mount Rainier.
The ankle.
Ankle, you got it. Good, go green.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, they finally discovered what all those big holes are in the Scottish landscape. They are the oldest known lunar calendar, and each hole represents one of these that the moon goes through. Mount Rainier.
A stage.
Judges, another word, please.
The moon's faces.
Yes, the faces. Good comeback. That's what we wanted to hear. The judges are happy. Go green.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, Winston Churchill, Albert Einstein, and Picasso were all babies that were born before term, meaning we have another name for them. Those babies that come too soon are known as Accokeek.
Premature.
Premature. The preemies. That's it, Marissa. Good. Go.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, linseeds and cotton seeds and sesame seeds produce this liquid that sometimes you can get at the Exxon station. Accokeek.
Gasoline.
Not quite. Not quite. Mount Rainier.
Oil.
Oil is exactly right. Good. All right. Good try. Let's turn the red light out, please. Go green, Fabio.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, this famous American statesman and inventor whose face is on the $100 bill back in 1784 invented bifocals, Fabio.
Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin is right, yes. We've got 4 questions left. 225, 160. Come on, Fabio.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, recently, Justin Bieber impolitely used his salivary glands because he stood on his balcony, looked at his fans down below, and he did what on them? Mount Rainier?
Spit.
He spit on them. I say spit right back at you. Go, green.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical, 5 points. Teams, last August, between the 10th and the 13th, that was the height of the Perseid showers. What was raining down? It wasn't rain, it was what? Marissa?
Acid rain.
What's that?
Acid rain.
Not acid rain. The Perseid what showers were at their peak in early August? Meteor showers. Go, Red. Go.
Oh, science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, if you're writing someone an email and you use an emoticon that is a semicolon, you are doing what when you move your eye up and down?
Blinking. Blinking. Winking.
No.
Winking.
Winking is right. Thank you, Erica. Last question of the game, Dateline for 5 points. Back in 1980, the Alvarez brothers were the first ones who said that maybe one of these bodies hit the Earth and led to the extinction of the dinosaurs. Mount Rainier.
A meteor.
A meteor is absolutely right. And with that, we come to the end of our game. We'll be back with a wrap-up in 1 moment. Don't you go away.
I knew I needed help paying for college. I've always wanted to be a teacher. I used to make worksheets for my friends to do. No one ever wanted to come over. My guidance counselor told me about federal student aid, and my mom helped me fill out the free application. I got the grants and loans that made school possible. There is a way to pay for school. You just have to find it. My name is Caitlin. I'm going to be a special education teacher. I'm going to live my dream.
For years, scientists have explored remote corners of the Earth, searching for exotic substances that might help prevent cancer. At last, man has discovered a secret place where powerful remedies can actually be found. Medical research shows that a vegetarian diet, rich in fruits, vegetables and whole grains, can help prevent many types of cancer. Wherever you live, cancer prevention is as close as your grocery store. To learn more, call 866-906-WELL.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. A great second half. Mount Rainier really came back and gave Accokeek a scare. Our final tally is Mount Rainier 185, Accokeek 230. Congratulations to Erica and Marissa and to Matthew. You guys played a great game. I love the smiles there. Miss Forbes, thank you for bringing that team here. We're going to see you against Northview. Mount Rainier, I want to see some big smiles over there. You started out slow, but you showed everybody what you were made of. You didn't need alternates over there. Christian and Fabio and Autumn, we're proud of you. And Mr. Wallace, thank you always for being part of this game. You did a super job, and we appreciated you being here. We'll see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. Bye-bye.